Oh boy. Thanks, Bill. I appreciate that. Kind of an interesting show tonight. I don't think certain people are watching right now, so I think we're safe.
She better not be.
But
microphone out of her hand.
Stuff is going to be happening here in the next 12 minutes or so. So
nobody will be stuffing anybody. So we're just.
Y'all will get to see what happens. We do have RS and David on the show right now. David Higginbotham from e-cigs.
There's his elbow.
Yeah, you can kind of see them. They're up in the corner. It is a whole nother window I captured and moved off to the side. If I switch windows, it's going to screw everything up. So I'm keeping it the way it is right now. As far as the thing that I learned, you know, when I was flying before, and I told Dolores, you know, oh, I won't fly with a mod anymore because the last one I dropped on the beach, right? So I said, I'm going to carry a disposable. What I didn't think about is, you know, normally when you buy these little disposables, you can blow in the bottom. It makes them fire, right? And it kind of saturates your coil before you start using it. When you're flying, the same thing happens. And I did not realize, because I was like, why is my disposable burnt? What happens is, if you take this out while you're flying, the wind is hitting this and activating the mod, so it was burning my coil out and I didn't even know it. I went to 21 minutes in my last video where it shows the whole me taking off and bad landing, and at 21 minutes into that video, you'll see me look to the left and I'm holding this vape in my left hand. You'll see it firing. And that's what made me realize, oh, this thing fires when you're flying, so you got to cover, you're going to have to cover the intake at the bottom.
The Sky was vaping?
The Sky was vaping. It was getting his vape on. It was enjoying itself too, apparently, because it burned the, well, not this particular mod, but it burned the other one up. Now, I know all disposables aren't the same, and some of them probably wouldn't activate without more direct pressure on them, but that one did. That was an elf bar, I do believe, and it just demolished the coil in that thing. So what do y'all see going on in the corner? I know you don't really know what's going on at this point. No, it was an elf bar. That one was called Snow Grape. But it was a good flavor until I burned it. Then it was bad. And then we had hello. Don't worry, we're live. Just so you know, I'd hate for you to. What'd she do? Click and hang up? Click.
Hang up. I'm just I'm shutting up now.
No, it's okay. I was already in here, and then I went live on my show, so now everything that we say here is also getting broadcast to YouTube. Just saying.
Yes. You are live on the air, but Scuba's just running his mouth as usual. Hi, Bill.
Well, I'm good at that. I run my mouth a lot.
Well, I'm glad I didn't come in on camera.
Why not? What's wrong with the way you look? Come on.
Oh, no, it's horrible. I got off work, and I work at home, and I look like a dog right now.
Okay. So, I did, for those that didn't see my post in the Hangout, which probably all of y'all saw it, I did buy a trike. I got it assembled. Everything's ready to go. Did the hang check on it. I am going to go and taxi it. I'm going to go taxi my trike with my wing multiple times before I ever try to take off with it, though. I'm not stupid. I'm not just going to hook a wing to it and go, let's go. I'm not doing that. I want to make sure I got good control of the trike and the wing at the same time before I take off. But it seems like a really well-made trike. I took some video of me assembling it with my 360 cam. How that video is going to turn out, I have no idea yet, because I haven't tried to edit it. I've been too busy editing the sad Soar the Shore video I did with just me there. It's supposed to be a fly-in, and I was the only one there.
Bill, yeah, he's so full of shit right now. I can smell him all the way from the other room. If he goes taxiing and he gets that wing up over his head, if he can take off, he will take off. There's just no.
Not in a small field. I know better. Twikes? Wow.
You gonna get on your twike?
I like my twike. I like twikes. Yeah,
I want you to ride my twicycle.
I want to ride my twicycle. Yeah,
He looks like a hippie, don't he, Jan?
David looks so different. He is he's sporting the 70s look. I mean, you know, it's a good throwback to the Back to the Future movie, you know.
70s look.
Yeah, I totally think you have the 70s look just down.
Hey Kia, you're muted.
Kia's
It's
muted?
Weird Al. It's not Kenny G. It's not any of those things. It's Weird Al.
It's weird. Yeah, he is Weird Al. That's what Munchkin said.
That's what I said earlier, Kia. How you doing? You're live, by the way.
Everybody say hey to Kia. Yeah, look. Deja Vu said, oh my God, Kia. It is Kia. Live.
It is.
Everybody recognizes her forehead. They're like, that
And
looks
really
like
close to the camera, so all we see is like her eyes and her mouth. She's like, rawr.
Let me see here. Pink.
For those that don't know in chat, Jen just
Nobody knows because you haven't said anything yet.
I'm getting to it.
All right.
Jen Jennifer Higginbotham from e-cig.
Higgy-siggy?
I'm trying to get it. Hey Ryan, what's up? She just had her 50th birthday, so David has this whole thing planned out. This should be a big surprise to her because she's going to a cabin, and a lot of Jen's old time friends are there that she has no idea are there. One of those friends is like she hasn't seen them in 20 years. So it's going to be a big surprise for Jen, which I think is an awesome 50th birthday present. They have a cake in the fridge, and they're at a nice lake house. They're going to have a awesome. Hey, Will.
You will.
They're gonna have an awesome.
We should turn off our videos until she gets in there, so we can.
I can turn off your videos, but your sound will still come through.
You don't want tired of the comments?
I'm
Yeah,
not sure what's going on that side.
When they get here.
I did turn off your.
Okay.
I turned off your video, but I can't turn off your sound unless I mute it some other kind of way.
Yes, a cabin in the woods. I think
Yes,
it's on
just
a lake.
mute on this side, Steve.
All right, let me see what happens if I do
But
that.
how are we gonna know when it's time?
Right. That will just mute me. I'm
We'll
muted,
see.
but
Yeah.
Wait, mute yourself. Yeah, on this
Hi,
side.
Arnie.
all right, I will mute I'm gonna mute myself. Y'all won't hear me, but I can still hear what y'all are saying. Just be aware. All right.
Okay, good. All right, so it's 8:09 now, and she said they were gonna be here about 8:20.
Hey, what the? That was the last EPA.
Jeez.
8:20, right? These people didn't get there at 8:20. I thought it was 8:12. Somebody needs to get their life together.
Last
so
one
we
I
either
saw
got
was
10 minutes or
8:11,
2
and that
minutes.
was at 7:49.
At 7:55, she said, perfect, we are 20 minutes out. So 8:15.
They probably had.
It's 5 minutes ETA.
Maybe they stopped for. Maybe they stopped for a potty break or something. I'm just messing with you. Well, Will, you know, I get it. The whole dark side and everything. I get it.
Will, how old are you? Let me just
All
ask you
right,
that
so,
question.
and just so you all know, we have 2 cameras that are just recording the event, and we have 1 on Teams. So we will have 2 different angles.
You are
a
not
video
56. Bullshit.
There is a motion.
I don't know. I think Will's older than he looks sometimes. I never
He's
knew.
not 56 years old.
I don't know.
I would be surprised if Will was older than me.
He is indeed 56. There you go. Now look, most of his videos, 1967. He knew the right year because I was born in 68. So, yeah.
That just means he can add.
That just means he can add. Well,
if you're 56, you go, boy, because goddamn. All right, you don't look 56. Of course, I had a client come in the other day
wait.
who easily looked like she was 15, 20 years older than me. And then I saw her driver's license when I was filling out the Patriot Act form, and she's like 7 years younger than me, and I was,
Wait.
Oh shit. Yeah, what?
Do I look 55?
No.
Well, there you go. Because I'm only 1 year younger than Will. Will and I are like the same ages.
But here's the problem I'm facing, right? Like, I forget how old I am. And I look at people I went to school with, and I'm like, damn,
But yeah,
y'all look old. I'm like, I don't look like that, do I? And,
This is
you
so
know,
weird because we can hear them talking, but they can't hear us. They might can hear you. No, I muted it, so they can't hear anything.
They should be able to hear you.
I don't think they can hear you, period. I don't know.
Well, I play out of your speakers, so if they can hear me talk. Hell, I can hear me from the other
this is Jen's crown that she's getting. And I know it's not going to come through on that video right now, but it totally matches the tattoo on her arm.
Okay, I am going
it's got all
to
these
make a
jewels on it.
prediction that when
That's-
she
that's-
walks
that's
in the
her-
room,
That's
we're
her
going
crown.
to hear a lot of squealing and... yeah, I can...
I think that's fantastic.
Hey, Scuba, we need to get together and fly. I figured it out, and we're only 6 hours apart. Ryan, we can do that, man. Let's
Where
get
you
her
at,
done.
Ryan?
I think he's up north of us.
There's a lot of shit up north of us. That's
We can
why it's so
definitely
weird.
hit like a same fly-in, like maybe Dave Purden's next year or something.
We're not going to
See her
Ohio.
face, right?
It's Ohio, but we can go to Ohio, damn it.
Hey, Josh said when I was born, the Dead Sea wasn't even sick. That's great.
Perfect. All right. Yes. Yes.
I'm missing what's going on.
Just got a message, 5 minutes out, they missed the road and got rerouted.
They're 5 minutes away now, guys.
Will, I was impressed because he called me from the air and I couldn't even hear his voice.
We cannot hear her.
Yeah, did you not watch the last video, Will? I put 2 videos up. One was just of the phone calls, and the other one was me flying the whole fly-in by myself. And the damn headset with the new microphone works. I'm using the old headset with the microphone that came with the new one. This is the interesting
I'm a little more
part.
soft-spoken. Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah.
The interesting part is
Okay. So she's probably going to
I swapped.
I can.
Hey,
I'm super
what's up,
soft-spoken.
Dro?
Hopefully, anyways.
I swapped the
Can't
2
really
microphones.
Go outside and mic her up
Now
and,
both of them work fine.
So I see you doing a lot of hand movements. If you'd like to channel that energy into re-wicking my shit so I don't have to vape
I need to vape it some more, and Munchkin wants me to rebuild her.
Either that or give it to me
Thanks,
back
Dro.
because I don't have anything else to vape.
Yeah, the new one is up, Will. It actually shows my takeoff and landing. It'll say soar the shore all by myself. If you watch that one shows my takeoff, which I must admit, that was a damn nice takeoff. The landing sucked ass. I flared, and you can barely see my right hand. It was all the way down by my butt, and I did not get any flare. Hello, Angry Rodent. Sorry, this is going to be interesting show because I have a whole nother broadcast going on in the background. That's why y'all hear separate noises. Jen's only 5 minutes away. This is her big 50th birthday party, so I want y'all to be able to see it at the same time. that we do.
Drew, it's interesting because we were actually looking at a house that was out there. Now, in hindsight, I'm glad we didn't move there because that would be like an hour and a half commute to work every day, plus an $18 toll. But
What are you gonna drop?
I mean, it's only like 70 miles away.
All right. When she shows up, I'm going to widen this picture so that y'all can see it better once Jen gets there, which, like I said, is less than 5 minutes away.
And my birthday's the same every year, so.
I heard
And I'm
Scuba
going to
saying that
apologize
he's
for
zooming
being
in on the
crabby.
picture. So.
Because I would
Downstairs.
shake a
Mom's
bitch for
downstairs. She
Snickers
wants to
right
see.
now. I really want
She
chocolate.
sit down and be comfy and watch.
Munchkin
She doesn't wanna
seems
be on
low.
camera, so.
Well, I don't know if she's got a.
I'm not low. He's just so fucking loud that he makes me seem low.
I have a really good microphone though. I can
No,
move.
you're just fucking loud. Don't say it's my microphone. No, it's you. It's you. You're fucking loud.
Okay, I admit I'm loud. Even when I talk to people when I was flying, they were like, "Your mic seems kind of loud." It's because I'm
No,
loud.
it's him. Yeah, he's just loud.
You could hear me without headphones. You don't even. I'm just loud.
He doesn't need to be mic'd at all. But yeah, I'm hormonal. I want chocolate. I'm tired of. I want food. So tomorrow we're having a cheat day. I want to go to Texas Roadhouse and eat my weight in rolls.
Hey
And I
Cherokee.
want chocolate and I want gummy nerds. That's all I want. I will be happy.
Munchkin has a list. She's like, tomorrow's our cheat day, and she has a list of what she wants to eat. And she's being very specific. I can't change or derail that in any
We're not
way.
having Mexican.
So yeah, we can't go have Mexican, which I'd love to have some chips and salsa, but she wants Texas Roadhouse.
We can stop and get you chips and salsa on the way home. I don't give a shit. I want my Snickers and Dolores, at this point, I don't give a fuck. I've lost 10 pounds. I don't care. I don't care. I want rolls. I'm gonna hurt somebody. I need rolls.
Since he moved to Virginia, I can hear him from our front. RS is being funny.
They're here.
They're here. Oh, let me
Oh boy.
zoom this window in. Let me see if I can fix this some, because that looks like crap.
Y'all prepared for all that? Oh my! It's gonna happen. I'm telling you right now. Jen strikes me as a woo girl. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, you're gonna find out. You're gonna learn today. You got so quiet.
Well,
Hi, Shanda.
oh my goodness.
She has no idea she's live on YouTube right now.
Oh, look. Aww. Isn't that awesome?
All I can hear is squeaking from the other room.
One more? She's like, what? One more? Oh, damn. Watch out. She just snatched Peach up like, holy crap. Look at this. Oh, she's gonna cry.
She is crying.
I did tell them that if she didn't cry, they did something wrong.
Right. Oh yeah, she's definitely crying. Got her crown. She's like, you're online. You got cameras everywhere. You're live. We're watching you. She's like, oh shit.
That's awesome.
You know, what does that say about me that I don't really know anybody that I like well enough to have that reaction to see them that after that long?
Oh.
Oh, look, they're all wiping their eyes. Happy tears. I like happy tears.
Get back on camera. Let me see if I can fix the picture back. There we go.
Dolores, it's sweet, but is it just me, or would I would feel really uncomfortable?
Is that an alcoholic beverage?
Okay,
An alcoholic beverage to me.
That's a bottle of gin.
She is gonna have an excellent weekend. I'm just saying.
I have a headache tomorrow.
Yeah.
Look at her with her little crown.
It's a tiara. Oh my god, it's a tiara. She is so overwhelmed right now.
We're out here. Remember today we had invited me to say that and we saw that yesterday. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. You're a good man, David, for making her 50th birthday special. I think she'll remember this for a long time.
And for finding a way to stay home and not have to participate.
Oh, like she is just crying. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah. I told them if he didn't cry, they did something wrong.
No question.
Yeah, this has been 2 months in the planning, so it's, yeah.
All together. Ask me to do something over there. Yeah. Okay, so that was good. Big up.
Now she's trying to figure out, how did this happen? How did this go down? I don't understand. How did y'all trick me?
Because David said blah 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 blah.
Right? She tries to break it down. Don't try to figure it out. Just go with it.
No, she's got to figure it out. She got to connect the dots. Find out how she was hoodwinked, snookered, had the wool pulled over her eyes.
Yeah, but it's a good kind of hood, you know? It's a good
That
kind
is a
of
bottle of
show.
Tanqueray gin, though, right? I see that correctly. A bottle of Windex. Why is she kissing Peach's elbow pits?
She just, yeah.
So, David, where is the lake house?
It's on Lake Sinclair in
I don't
Georgia.
know. Okay. Oh, okay.
That's correct.
Happy birthday, Jen.
She can't hear us.
Can she
She
hear
might be
us?
able to hear him.
Hello, if you can hear me, say something. Can you hear us? Yeah, a lot of people are watching you right now.
Yeah, you're being streamed on Scuba's show.
We've seen everything.
Yeah, you're being streamed on Scuba's show, and you're on a team meeting with Scuba and RS and me.
Well, Aries was here also, but he had to leave because they have the little one. So,
Aries and Michelle had to leave.
yeah.
Well, Michelle's in chat, so she's still technically.
Hey, I want some of that drink. That ain't right.
That's gin. No, you don't. That tastes like Windex. We got some window cleaner under the sink. You can have some of that.
It tastes like Windex.
I'm saying this story. Okay, so I'm here.
See the hands. She's explaining something.
Yes, she's watching on Scuba.
Cindy brought up my 17th birthday party. And, okay, so for anybody who does not know this, my parents had lost their rose-colored glasses long before I turned 16 and realized that I was not a prim and proper, innocent child. What? To really get me on my 16th birthday, and they hired a stripper to come to my 16th birthday.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Tammy said,
He just, oh my gosh, came in clear.
Going, I was so stupid that I left to go out with my friends before the stripper got there. So anyways, I tell the whole story, and Tammy's like, well, there's no way David's ever going to talk. Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Awesome.
Good night, Mad Sloper.
See you, Mad Sloper.
Way to go, David.
It would help if the camera wasn't 10 feet away. We could actually hear what she's saying, but yeah.
Oh, y'all can't hear? Oh, you know why? The mic's down here. Oh, wait, hang on.
There, thank you for, yeah.
Hang on. It did something. Wait a minute.
It's working. It's just, yeah. It was not getting her voice very well because it was far away. But
Did I tell you, did you hear the story about the stripper?
kind of, yes.
Okay, you started it. So, as I was saying, my parents had lost their rosy-colored glasses and realized that I was not a prim and proper, innocent 16-year-old when I turned sweet 16. So the only way that they knew to really get me for my 16th birthday was to go over the top crazy, and they hired a stripper to come to my birthday party. He came in dressed as a police officer and tried to arrest me.
You mean you didn't go peacefully?
I did not. I did not let him handcuff me. I was still there. I did resist
Officer,
arrest.
whatever it was, I did it.
So he stripped that. Well, first he tried to arrest me, and then he did a little. I figured he was just singing a telegram. Like I picked up on that right away. He did this little kazoo dance, you know, he sang a little song, and then he said, "Well, we still have a matter of these charges here." And then he hits the music on his little boom box, and he starts. Oh no, it was women. Nothing but a good time.
It's got juice in it. Well, you vape it out then I'll.
So I was, anyway, so I was, obviously they got me very good. But on the way here, so Tammy's hearing this story, and she says, David's never going to be able to top that. Well, this, you bring all the favorite ladies in the world to a week. I'm like,
They've never been together under one roof.
Uh-oh.
no, they don't even know each other. Well,
Big show
Sister Amy,
there you go.
and Sister knows Amy. Well, because they didn't be super long.
They kind of know each other now. They've been getting to know each other for about 2 months now.
What do you think, Bub?
Love you guys. I love you, honey. This was the best birthday present ever.
I love you.
I hope y'all have a great weekend, and I'm
Well
glad.
deserved, Jen. Well deserved.
Yeah, I think this was a very fitting 50th birthday.
This is amazing.
Right.
Yes. Oh my God, it's awesome. Oh, guys.
All right, I'm gonna let you guys hang out now. And Jen, happy birthday once again. I hope you have a great weekend with all your friends, and we will see you guys.
All around. Bye.
Bye. All right.
Can I
Okay.
help you, Banditos?
Okay, I think I got everything fixed back to normal now. That was pretty awesome. I mean, that the cat's got his tail like right up in the damn.
Get your butt out of the camera, man. Damn.
I think Jen's gonna have a absolute. That's Bandit.
Bandit, the
Yeah,
Lord.
that would be Bandit, the big cat that is very attached to me for some reason. But
Good night, Michelle.
see you, Michelle. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. David's been planning this. He talked to me. It's been a while now, almost a month. It seems like maybe 2 or 3 weeks that he's been planning on doing this and trying to keep it a secret from Jen. And I was like, well, how are we gonna do this? How's it gonna go down? Is she gonna find out when she pulls up? Are they gonna see the cars? Blah blah blah.
She's
But-
not gonna know whose cars they are. She hasn't seen that one chick
Well,
in 20 years.
But like Kia's car, she would know Kia's car. So, but it was parked in a different spot, so she didn't get to see any of that. So it was a complete surprise, which made it all the better, which is awesome.
I think Dolores and I are on the same page because
Scuba, Munchkin, Cat Butt, and other Cat Butt. Yeah, there you go, Dire Thing. That should be
I don't have a lot of girlfriends, and I mean, there are a couple. My 2 old BFFs. One of them is deceased, so obviously I'm not going to meet her again, right? But 2 of them, I don't necessarily know that I would be excited to see them at a birthday party because I've been in. One of them started dating my ex-husband, and I'm like, watching his post on Facebook, and he's like, yeah, she's crazy. And I'm like, well, I could have fucking told you that. I mean, have fun with that fucking train wreck. But I other than Gloria, I don't really have any friends that I would be that excited to see.
Right.
Where I'd be like, oh my God. I'd be like, oh, hey, how you doing?
right.
So that
I don't-
must be cool to have. I guess I don't know. I wouldn't know what it was like to. I've never been the type of person that has a lot of girlfriends. I just never have.
You deactivated your Facebook a month ago. Wow, Janet. How are we ever going to get in touch with you?
Well, she comes in here. We can get her.
Well, I mean, yeah, we can.
There's nothing up there. It's a dust bunny. You stop staring at the ceiling. You're freaking me out, cat.
I get it. A lot of people decide to just do away with their Facebook, and I get it. I mean, social media is way overdone at this point. So
I just like seeing people's dinner. The jets are still flying around out there. They must be all coming back to land.
yeah, they have we have another air show coming up this weekend in Virginia Beach that's going to include the Blue Angels. So we may shoot over to that. Now I know Munchkin wants to go out to eat, so maybe we'll do the air show and then go out to
Sunday.
eat.
Because Saturday and Sunday, the same with Langley, they're the exact same shows.
Well, I know it's the same show, but still. Why am I getting text? What am I cooking? No, I'm not cooking anything. Dadgummit. I told them I was going to have a cheat day, and they're asking me what am I going to cook.
Shit, I ain't cooking nothing. They're gonna cook for me. We'll go to that Sunday, but there's a dude on TikTok that is part of the Blue Angels that goes live on TikTok from the cockpit of his jet, which is really fucking cool until he goes like straight up in the sky or upside down, and then it makes me woozy. So I wonder if they're going to go live on TikTok. That would be cool to be there and watching them fly and being able to see the inside of the cockpit.
I understand, Janet. Well, you know, and I get it. Yeah, you can't just like block out certain posts and stuff. So I mean, you would have to go in there and just.
Technically, you can, but
you can block people, yeah.
Lots of people take shit out of context, and it blows. That's why. I mean, I have a lot of clients on my Facebook. I've got a lot of real estate agents, which my boss was like, "You don't post." And I'm like, "Look, have you seen their Facebook pages?" I was like, "You ain't got to worry about me, all right? You know, you do not have to worry about the stuff I post if you go look and see some of the shit they post." But no, I don't. I post memes, I post funny shit, and I post recipes. I don't speak about clients. I don't have the energy to argue with stupid people, so. No, I took it back, Dolores.
Yeah,
He filled it up with juice.
I didn't fill it up. I put it like half a tank in there. If you vape that out of there, I will rebuild it.
Half a tank. It's not at the point where it tastes disgusting.
It tastes fine to me.
But it's at the point where any minute now it's going to be gross, like where I'm going to be sitting at work on Monday, and it's going to go from taste great to ass in the span of 2 or 3 hits. So I would prefer to get it re-whipped before that happens, but he filled it up with juice. And my disposables are shot. They're done. So. I
didn't think that when I went flying that it was going to auto-fire my mod while I was flying. Otherwise, you know, and it only did it, I'm sure, while it was in my hand, but since you have a constant at least 20-mile-an-hour breeze.
Facing the right direction, yeah.
Yeah, it makes it fire.
This one that I had, even when I plugged it in, it would just start firing just when I was charging it. I don't know if the battery's dead or if it's empty, but it's not.
So, to answer Will's question about the headset, now, do I think that the headset is the headset completely to give all the benefit to because there was no motor noise whatsoever? No, I don't think so. That has a lot to do with the iPhone and their noise cancellation stuff because just cell phones in general. When you call somebody on a cell phone, it tries to block out the background noise. And with that headset plus the iPhone, Munchkin, I mean, it's on video. She said she could not hear my motor at all. I could hear her just fine on the phone conversation.
He could have told me he was sitting in the truck waiting for I didn't hear any motor at all.
Yeah, and hey Linda. And same thing when I called John right after Munchkin, and John was like, "Wow, dude, your sound is coming through really clear." And I was like, "Yeah, that's what Munchkin was saying." And I can't tell what they're hearing, but well, hey, Paul, how you doing?
Now I will just say, since you bought yourself a toy, your next large purchase will be for me. That is not negotiable. I'm just laying down the law right now.
Yeah, Domlong, whenever I turn my head left, the mic is pointing towards my prop. So yes, I realize that it does pick up that sound, but the phone call, they didn't hear it.
When you turn your head to the left, all the wires touch, and you get the interference of the vibration too. But yeah, don't pretend like you didn't hear what I just said.
I heard something about my next purchase or something.
I said your next purchase will be for me, and that is non-negotiable.
All right. Well, that's
And
already done.
I'm not. No. I'm not talking about Halloween decorations.
Hey, you wanted it? I bought it.
I'm not talking about $44 Halloween decorations. Your next large purchase will be for me.
My next large purchase.
Yes.
Ugh. Well, I don't want to do any large
Unless you want to get down there and clear some space in the basement. I'm just saying.
Clear some
I ain't gonna
space.
make you sleep in the doghouse, but you sleep in the fucking basement. It will be for me.
Good to her for Christmas. Well, Dolores, I'm right now. I'm like, I need to pay down some of my credit cards because I have totally went over what I wanted to. I mean, the other big thing I need to do is update my cell phone, and I know Munchkin's like,
don't need to do any of
my cell phone cuts out on Bluetooth all the time. I've already had a nice long discussion with Gaggle about it didn't pick up my takeoff. It didn't, and y'all can listen in the video. It'll say waypoint 3 is 9,000 whatever minutes away. It shouldn't be doing that. It should be telling me where my LZ is. And even Gaggle, when they emailed me back, they were like, "Yeah, that's strange. It should be telling you where your LZ is." And I'm like,
apparently
it's not.
A waypoint at some point in time, and you need to go in there and figure out how to remove it.
The right answer is yes, dear. Yes, dear.
Exactly.
Yes, dear.
Because you've spent a lot of money on shit we don't fucking need, and none of my wants except
I would not say everything I've bought is of benefit to this house or our lifestyle.
No, it's a benefit to you. The only thing that we had to have that was a benefit to the house, that was a need, was the sewage pump. Everything else was stuff that you wanted to have. It was not a need.
I'm sure I can think of lots of other things that we needed that.
I'm not talking about groceries and random shit like that.
No, not random stuff.
I would say 75% of the shit you buy is not a need and benefits no one but you.
That hot tub benefits both of us. Hey.
We bought that when we moved in. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about since then. See, right? I don't know why he just keeps trying to fucking fight it.
I'm not fighting anything. I'm not fighting. I'm not fighting.
All of the bills to keep the house running, electricity, the mortgage.
Apparently, whenever she gets what she wants, then I can buy whatever the hell I want to. But
exactly, because all of my money goes to our needs. I have no money for my wants. You get your wants. You get all of your wants. I get maybe a third of my wants.
I'm way away from getting all my wants, but that's
You've got way more wants than I have. I can tell you that much.
I have control over my spending habits most of the time.
Yeah, well, I don't, because one of my entire paychecks and then some goes to our mortgage payment. So, I don't have money for my wants. Unless my wants are like 50 bucks at Temu for some cheap clothing.
So, yeah, the trike I have named Scuba-Roo because I had to
get a little license plate for it.
I had that nice GIF that somebody sent me a long time ago. It was a Subaru that was sinking in ice water, and they called it a Scuba-Roo. And if you take my nickname and then you throw the Roo on there, it works. So that's why the new trike.
You need to get a little license plate that says Scuba-Roo on it.
I will. I'll get a little Scuba-Roo license plate. The one thing that I don't see for sale that I know Jade has was a fender for her front wheel. And where that usually won't play a factor unless you're riding around in wet grass, if you go in any type of water, it will spray every bit of that water right up into your face unless you have a fender. So I think that I do need a
Well,
fender,
you just
but
asked Jade where she got hers.
Jade, hers was custom made. Now I know this guy does do custom fenders, and I mean I may be willing to do that at some point, but right now I haven't even flown that thing. So and I'm not going to go fly it in rain or wet grass. So when I do decide to try to fly it, it's going to be on dry grass. And then there's the big question: am I going to like the trike, or am I going to be?
Oh, for fuck's sake! You know you're gonna like the trike because you ain't got to fucking run.
Well, I know I'll like it for that, but am I going to lose my freedom? And do I still prefer foot launch over trike? That's going to be the big
No.
question. What?
No. The answer is no.
You think
Do
not?
you want to pretend you're a hermit crab again? No. Yes, you're gonna fucking like the trike. That's the dumbest fucking thing.
Well, there's no arguing that, Will. There are some really strong benefits to a trike.
Who the hell wants to run? I mean,
Everyone you've
nobody
met
wants to run.
who's tried a trike loves it. Well, there's two really good there's actually a bunch of benefits to having a trike. If you have a trike,
First one is the whole running thing.
yeah, you don't have to run. Number two, you can fill it all the way up with gas because none of that weight's going on your back. Number three, you're taking off literally just like an airplane. Your front wheel comes up, your rear wheels come up, you're in the air.
The only drawback I can see, and this is from a non-pilot, but clearly I have watched way more about paramotors than I ever fucking wanted to, would be the lack of the ability to land wherever. You know what I mean?
Right.
When you're on foot, you can, I would say you can do precision landings, but let's be real, we've seen his landings. They aren't anything but precision.
Well,
you have the ability to at least try. You can't really do that with a trike.
well, Dolores, we're technically all listed in the ultralight class anyway. That the FAR 103 is all ultralight / paragliding / paramotor. Those are all ultralight class. I think the actual machine has to be over 250 pounds, I think, before it goes to like sport class of aircraft. So, yeah, anything light as we're flying is all considered ultralight.
I mean, he can consider himself lucky because in all his landings, he hasn't broken anything, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just, hey, not everybody. Maybe just landing isn't for him. I mean, like I told him.
this is my thing.
You can't be good at everything, so.
When I land with my trims out, I get flare authority and it works great. It's just getting the timing down.
Has it worked great?
Yes, it has.
Dolores, he's only turtled once, but when he landed on the beach, he tried to be a hermit crab. But that's because sand got stuck in the throttle, so it wouldn't shut off because it wasn't his throttle cutoff wasn't working because there was sand in it. So he's on all fours in the sand, and the throttle's still going, so it's just pushing him into the sand. It looked like he was trying to burrow into the beach while he's frantically pressing the button and nothing's happening. And I got up to go to it and I'm like, what the fuck am I going to be able to do?
I wish there was video of that.
I can't get anywhere near him with that throttle going because that's like a fucking blender on his back. No, I've seen Raiders of the Lost Ark. I know what happens when you get close to those blades, and no thank you. So he's just yeah.
It was pretty funny to watch. I wish there was video of it. It looks like I was trying to dig into the beach.
It was not funny. It actually concerned me because I knew how hot that sand was. And the first thing I saw when you landed was that your wing went up over your head and the lines were clear. And then I noticed that your motor was not cutting off, and I could see you hitting the button.
Yeah, I was like really trying to hit the button.
And I'm like, okay, so there's no limbs in front of the blades. That's fine. The lines and the wing have went over his head, so they're not in the range of spinning blades, but I'm like, how the fuck is he gonna get that sand was hotter than it had any fucking right to be, and he's just stuck there, just been driven into the sand. Now, I will say, the deeper you go, the cooler it gets, right? But still, it's hot. You know, yeah, I was like, the motor has to cut off sometime, but yeah, it like he was trying to dig a hole to China.
It was pretty funny to watch me try to dig down into the beach. I'm literally.
Oh my god, that sand was so hot, Dolores. So hot. The bottom of my feet were burned. It was hot. It was so fucking hot.
Yeah, and then
it was so hot it made me buy a pair of Crocs, if that tells you anything. And I haven't even put my little Care Bear charms on my Crocs yet. Maybe I should do that now. I need to see what all I got. Yes, he was trying to be a hermit crab.
It was an interesting flight. That one, the flare actually did work, but since I couldn't turn the motor off, I got into trouble.
Well, and I think
I should teach Munchkin. Yeah.
He usually does. He doesn't land with the motor running, but Jay and Joe was like, no, you don't need to cut the motor off. So he's like, well, let's do it their way and not cut the motor off when I land. He's never landed in sand before either. So I think just the fact that he hit the ground and kind of sunk immediately, landing's not his thing. I'm just gonna say.
Not yet. No.
I can only imagine that it takes a lot to be able to land and keep going. Like when he was doing the touch and goes, right? He had no problem because it wasn't in his head that I need to stop and land. In his head was my feet are just going to touch the ground, I'm going to take off. He had no problem with that. But when it comes to landing and stopping, it's like he forgets that the weight's going to hit his back and he just stops instead of hitting the ground and keeps running, you know. If he would pretend that he's going to do a touch and go and just cut the motor off and not try to take off again, I think he'd be fine. But I think he's overthinking it. He's getting too far into his head, and that fucks him up. But, you know, I'm just a casual observer, so, you know.
Josh, the trike I just got, yesterday or the day before? So I have not flown the trike yet. I have no idea.
Look at the little grumpy bear, isn't he so cute? I mean, and he's on adorable. Right.
Yeah, I just got the trike, so I have not attempted to fly the trike yet. I did.
And I don't think you could I don't think you could take off from the beach on a trike without getting special wheels.
Yeah, you need beach wheels.
I mean, you'd need the big, huge, fat sand tires. Otherwise, you just sit there and spin sand. Which I think that one guy that was at the fly-in that not soared the shore, but whatever it was in the spring.
Spring wing.
He has the buggy that's got the big, giant, fat wheels.
Oh yeah, that thing had huge wheels.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm not even going to pretend that I know what I'm talking about because, you know, I don't fly. I'm just observing, but that's what I think. And nobody ever listens to me, so. Oh, okay.
You're not a push dude on a sandbar, that's all I know. Yeah. Yeah, the trike, when I do get to try it, now I do realize between foot launch and trike launching, you're definitely going to need a little more room to take off with a trike. And since I haven't flown it before, I have no idea how good my climb rate's going to be. So I want to do it in a bigger field or runway the first time I take off with it, because I don't want to be in a predicament where I try to take off and I'm like, oh my God, the trees are right there. I don't want to be like, I should have thought about that. So I'm going to make sure that the first time I do fly it,
I'll be right back.
I'm going to have some room to take off with the trike. And then depending on how that goes and whether I do touch and goes or not, you know, then we'll see how that goes. I'll actually try to film that with my 360 camera with me landing and launching and stuff, so I can see any mistakes that I'm making, and then I'll be able to correct them from there. Nice, Linda. Yeah, we're gonna have. Well, she wants to go to Texas Roadhouse, and she thinks I'm gonna go there and not have steak. But when you go there, you have steak. Yeah, she wants the rolls. I understand that, but she wants me to eat a salad. She's like, you can eat a steak on keto. Yeah, I can, but I like steaks whether I'm on keto or not. So I'll eat a steak anyway, and then a baked potato, because that is not keto friendly, but I want a baked potato and a steak. So that's what I'm going to do. I did take the trike out for a spin around the neighborhood, which that gets a lot of people looking at you. They're like, what in the hell is going down the road? Now, I'm just on a little back street, but there was people out, and they got to see me go whizzing by them on the trike with a propeller pushing me down the road. And there's no brakes, so if I needed to stop, it was either try and put my feet down or let off the gas. But I made it over to the field where the school is, and I literally took the trike and went back and forth up and down the field. I practiced holding my arms up like I had my wing, and would, hit the gas and go up and then go back and forth. So I'm ready to try taxiing with my wing, which I do have some experience with. I won't say a lot. We did very slight trike training while I was at Kylo's, but it was enough to learn how to control the wing while you have it above your head, which was some really good information to know. The main thing you need to know if you're using a wing over a trike is you don't want to turn away from the wing. You're a pendulum. The group I'm a part of is called Pendulum Junkies or something. So if you turn to the left and the wing's going to the right, the wing's going to continue to try to pull away from you. You want to turn towards whichever way the wing is going, and then it will straighten up above your head. You can apply adjustment as needed depending on whichever way you're going. But if you pull away from the wing, you're going to end up flipping your trike over, and that's never fun. Attach the wing to the trike. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Street cleaning. I did do some street cleaning, Dom Long. I know that prop behind me, and there was no kids around or anything that could have gotten hurt. I didn't want to go cruising down the street with kids, and then they get near the prop or have problems. But hey, Breeze. So that all went good. I did have to move my hang point. Number one, I lost 20 pounds. Usually the hang point move is at 25 pounds mark. So that plus adding the trike on there, when I put the trike up on the hang point that it's on, my front wheels were about even with the rear. So I moved it forward one notch, and now my front wheel is up, I would say 10 degrees, maybe 15. And that's enough. You just want, when you land, you want your rear wheels to touch before the front wheel. That's all that matters. You don't want your front wheel hitting first, because you'll flip over, and that would be bad. So I got it set up that way now, and I'm going to, hey Walter, when I do actually get to fly the trike, what I plan on doing first, instead of trying to flare and land the trike, I'm just going to feather the gas until I get right above the ground, until my rear wheels touch, and then let off the gas and cruise to a stop, which should be way easier than trying to land on my feet. Just saying. I do plan on still foot launching, so that I haven't gone completely to the dark side, but yeah, we're going to do both.
I mean, you might be, Josh, but why would you think you were nuts?
You landed, and he thought they did. Your friend thought you were nuts for landing there. Shoot, what better way to travel to your friend's house than to fly there? That's freaking awesome. I think.
Oh, you landed at a friend's house.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because most people wouldn't just expect a friend to just drop out of the sky. Like, I thought I'd drop in today.
Yeah, I had a friend fly in from blah, blah, blah. And I mean, he literally flew in and landed at my house. They'll be like, what? Yeah, he flew in and landed at my house. That's exactly what he did. Let me fix this. Why is it out of sync here? Now I can't, it won't go in between.
Hey, Deweese.
Deweese, how you doing? We've been talking all about trikes, Deweese, and you missed it. You missed Jen's 50th birthday party, which was a gigantic surprise for her, which was awesome. She had no idea that this surprise was coming, which is awesome also.
I mean, I'm sure.
There, that fills up the whole screen.
DWI, because you are still operating a motorized vehicle.
Ah, you was at the airport playing with your trike. Nice. Yeah, Deweese, I now have a trike. It is a Kanguk basic trike, which, you know, it's not no big fancy trike buggy or anything. So I don't have an A assist, but it really feels good going down the road with that thing. I like it. My feet fit on there comfortably. Even as tall as I am, it fits great. So I think it's going to be a great trike. Can't wait to try it, honestly, but it's not going to be a great weekend because, number one, the winds are high, and number two, we have a gigantic air show going on this weekend, not more than 15 miles from here. So I don't want to be trying to fly in the air around
you
that.
Be flying anywhere near NAS Oceana anyway, so.
Well, that's true. Trikes are sexy. Yeah, my trike is going to be called Scuba-Roo. It's just like a Subaru, but it's Scuba-Roo. So, I mean, I wanted to originally name it Big Bertha. That was before I even bought a trike. And then Tucker came out with a freaking video and called his trike Big Bertha. And I was like, well, I guess that's out of the question now because I'm not going to copy what he does. That's for sure. So, no Big Bertha. And besides, it's not a big trike, so I can't call it Big Bertha. So, brother of kangaroo. Yeah, it's a kangaroo trike. I have to give a huge shout out to Bryant Hummer from Kanguk America. He gave me a great deal on the trike with free shipping. And let me show you what he sent. He sent me some free line guides, which are Velcro that can Velcro to my frame. Even though I've already printed some, and I'm probably going to use the printed ones. He sent a Kanguk America hat, so I have a hat. Now, what was really strange is I think when you buy a trike, they send you a t-shirt. But how he knew my size, this is a 2XL, which is what size shirt I wear. He had no idea what size shirt I wear, and he sent me the right freaking size shirt. So I got a Kanguk America shirt also. It comes with a USB drive, which is plugged into my computer right now, that gives you all the instructions on how to put the trike together. Honestly, you don't even need those instructions because every single one of the bolts, except for two, are already hooked to the trike. The only two that aren't already installed is because they can't, because the plate where your trike sits, these screws are go down and have a spacer in between the plate and the bottom part of the frame of the trike. And those are the only two screws I had to manually put in. The rest of them were already there. So I just took them out, put what it needed, screwed it back together. Very simple. Munchkin needs her stuff. Needs her stuff even. Yeah, there's one thing that Munchkin's been pointing at for quite a while, Dolores. I kind of like it myself, to be honest with you. It's not cheap. but it's not like outrageously expensive either.
No, it's not. I think it's a very good price. Now, some of the things I want to get, like he did order me. I've never been able to really decorate outside for the holidays because the past 2 houses I've had didn't have outlets outside. And I'm not too keen on leaving my windows open with cords running through. We have outlets. So I want to decorate for Halloween. So we got a 6-foot inflatable cat for Halloween, and it's very for $44. That is not a bad price at all, and it's really cool. So now there's a dog that I want to get that's wearing a skeleton costume, and he's got a little Halloween bucket in his face, and then there's some purple and orange lights that I want to get to put around the steps all the way down. So I think 2 sets of those and the Halloween dog are going to be like $80.
Let me see if the cat's still on sale. The cool thing about the cat is its head moves back and forth, and it's got LED lights all inside of it. It looks really cool.
I like sitting outside and having all the kids come up, and I've never been able to decorate outside. So, and they got lots of cool Halloween shit.
Here's a link.
I want to be able to decorate for every holiday.
There's a link so y'all can see what the cat looks like. It is still on sale. It's 50% off right now. That cat's head, the eyeballs light up, the nose lights up, the body is lit up from the inside, and its head turns left and right. It's pretty cool.
Well, Don Long for Christmas, obviously.
Comes in a really small box.
We've got the things that stick in the ground that do the snowflakes on the house. And I want to get foil to cover the door, like you can wrap the door and put the Christmas wreath on the door. So, Christmas is my favorite holiday. I like fall and winter because summer sucks ass. No, I'm not. You know,
Josh,
Wally,
I'll explain
that's
something.
a good sentiment, except for the fact of insurance. So I'll sit at the bottom of the steps.
Josh, about the hats thing, I also collect hats. The problem is Munchkin does not like me wearing hats.
No, you look weird in hats.
So there you go. I have a metric crap ton of hats downstairs well, they were in my cabinet, so I don't know where I put them, but they're I have some really nice hats, like collector hats, but they're in a box. They were in this, so I don't know where I would have put them.
Now, Don Long, we've already inflated it in the kitchen, much to the annoyance of our actual cats, and it inflates really well. It comes with the fan. All you got to do is plug it in. It inflated fully within, I say, 4 minutes, and its head turned for $44, and its head turns. Its eyes light up. I was skeptical, but I am very impressed.
Yeah, the pump,
it's big.
the pump and everything is built into the cat, and it literally weighs nothing. I don't even know how they.
Fits in a little carry bag.
I don't know how they managed to fit that. You would think it needs to feel heavy because of the pump, but I can't even figure out where the pump was.
It's just a little fan that fits, is palm sized.
And it pumps it up just fine, and it worked great. So I can't complain about the cat, honestly. It worked. We pumped it up right here in the house, and 4 minutes, and it was full, and it was moving its head back and forth, and the lights were lit up. It looked really cool. Hello, Christy. So, and she wants some other lights and stuff. We'll end up getting something else Halloween wise. I mean, I have those other lights, but those are for Christmas. Those are red and green. They're not for Halloween.
No, those are not Halloweeny.
So I'll have to get one with the ghost and stuff so that they can. You know, the last house we were at, we didn't really get that many trick-or-treaters. I think that we're going to get a lot more this year. A lot more. So, we need to plan accordingly. Because there's a lot of kids on this street.
We're gonna have to get candy from like Sam's Clubs or Costco or something. Well, no. I take that back. I'm not buying expensive candy for the hoodlums. Well, I'll just go to like Dollar General and buy the bags of candy.
For the hoodlums.
Now, Dolores, no. Because you get too many of them and it just looks tacky. My plan is to get the cat on one side, the dog on the other, and then have the purple and orange lights going down the staircase. And then they have just like the Christmas ones, there's one that you plug into the ground because our house is raised. So 6 feet of the bottom of the house all the way across is cinder block. So I wanted to get the lights that display they had 2 of them, but one of them they display ghosts on it.
And that
was it. That's it.
If I don't get scammed, I should have an awesome costume for Halloween.
What did you order off of Facebook this time?
It's a mask and gloves.
Not the dollar store. Dollar store is too cheap, but Dollar General I can usually get.
Then give me your hats. Yeah, right? I don't even know where they're at, Josh. I do have some really nice hats. I ain't gonna lie. They're really nice.
Yeah, too many blow up things just becomes tacky, and that's like the easy way out. But yeah, I want the cat from one side, the dog for the other, the lights, and then just the projector that does the ghosts on the bottom of the house. And there's a sweet ass wreath that I want. I've seen it at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Costco. It's a wreath that's black and it's got like crows and spikes. It's cool. I just leave it up all year long because I think it's badass.
Leave it up all year? No.
It is a really cool looking wreath. So those are the only things I want to get, and that will go in the Halloween bin, and then Christmas.
No,
we have 2 Christmas trees, but one of them belongs to Katie and Patrick, so we'll have to dig that out and give them this.
She'll find something else that she wants for Halloween. Once we get those coupled, she'll be like, but now I want this.
No, that's enough for Halloween. Halloween is not my holiday. Christmas is my holiday.
Dolores, I agree.
Like
if you live in a 2nd floor apartment, there's no reason to decorate. Maybe something on your door, that's it.
Yeah, I've seen people in apartments that have door decorating contests where you wrap your door like a present. Those are pretty. That's what I want to do. Is just get like the foil wrap and wrap that around the door. Like orange foil for Halloween or whatever. But for Christmas is my holiday. I like Christmas. I will decorate. I have no idea where the hell we're gonna put our Christmas tree. I'll have to figure that out. We might have to rearrange some shit. Because my thought was in front of the window, right in front of our house. Or like right in the living room. But if we put it there, he's not going to be able to sit on the couch where he usually sits and see the TV because our tree is 6 foot tall and like 5 feet around. It's a very large tree. Dolores, I get bent at Christmas time not because of people that I've lost around Christmas, just because the pressure to make sure that everybody has enough gifts, and I feel it makes me disappointed, especially like when you listen to the radio and the TV and buy this, buy that. I don't have the money to go all out and give like I want to give. I like to give gifts and I can't.
Harry.
So that makes me sad. But I like the decorations. I like the weather. I like the foods. I like the feeling, the sense, the smell. I like all of that.
Harry, I read that wrong, number one. When he said big dinos, that's not what I read. But
who doesn't like big dinos?
And Josh.
Got a Bog Machine Cherokee.
As far as squonk mods go, squonk mods are really good, but squonk mods don't hold up to time very well. So say you fill up your squonk bottle and you don't vape all the juice, and the next day you go to vape it, it don't taste right, that's usually because some of the plastic from the bottle has leached into the juice and now it don't taste right. So the best thing I could tell you to do, squonk mods are absolutely the best way to vape, I think, but you have to clean them out daily, otherwise you're going to get bad taste. Most bottles that they have on the market, if they're decent bottles, need to be cleaned, and then once you refill it the next day, you're good to go. But if you don't, then you get a weird taste. That's what I've experienced, in my opinion, from most of the squonk mods I got. The Delta is still a absolute fantastic squonk mod, which I have somewhere on that stand, I think, or somewhere buried in one of our... It's probably in Munchkin's room because she steals most of my stuff. But it's a really good squonk mod. I like that one.
What makes you think I've got the Delta? I mean, I do, but what makes you think I do?
Because I know you. This is how I know you. Fog machine, I already have a couple of fog machines, Cherokee. I haven't tried them yet. One of them's still brand new in the box. I haven't even opened it. I do have fog juice too, which hasn't been used yet. So...
Yeah, I mean, Dolores, I'm going to tell you right now. A long time ago, we decided, especially when my sister's family kept having kids left and fucking right, we decided we're not going to buy Christmas presents for anybody over the age of 15, right? So what we did instead is we cooked. We all baked. So, like, I made cookies and cinnamon rolls, so everybody got one cinnamon roll apiece and a box of cookies. My niece went overboard on fudge. My sister made a different kind of cookie. So when we all got together at Christmas, we just exchanged snacks, and we all went home with a bunch of different cookies. But for the 4 grandkids this year, you better fucking believe I'm hitting up Temu. Y'all are gonna get makeup and trinkets and costume jewelry, all the shit that 10 and 9-year-old girls like. Junior, he's easy because he'll play with anything. And then obviously Sadie, who will be here. The date, they've scheduled her surgery for November 9th. So Sadie, my newest granddaughter, should be arriving on November 9th.
Cherokee.
That'll be easy.
Fog machine, you're saying I already have VG for the fog machine. This is true. But you can't put straight VG in a fog machine. It's too thick. So you have to dilute it with some PG to make it thinner. Otherwise, it will not run correctly. So I would highly suggest, if you're going to use VG for your fog machine, yes, it works great, but you need to thin it out with some PG. Otherwise, it's too thick and it won't get pulled up in the collector correctly, and it won't work right.
Tiger, I have a fake tree, and the one that I had up until last year when we got a fake tree from Home Depot, that tree was like 20 years old, so it was pre-lit, but the lights didn't work anymore, so we had to add lights. And it lost more needles than a damn real tree, so I like real trees because I like the smell. I'm also allergic to real trees, so that's not really a good idea.
Yeah, real trees are a pain to deal with, honestly.
I think this year will be different for me because the kids aren't going to be living with me, so my self-imposed pressure to make sure everybody has a nice Christmas, it's not going to be there because they don't live with me. So I'll buy the presents and have them either under the tree for them to come over and open presents here. And what's stupid is they have none of them, Katie and her children, have never wanted for Christmas because they had our house, they had my ex-husband's parents, and then they went to her dad's house where she had her dad, and then she had her aunt and uncle, and then she had Grammy. So they've always had a shitload of presents. So it was all me. It was my own brain that made me think they've got to have enough shit here to open. right?
Well, that's sad,
I'm
Tiger.
not gonna have to worry about that.
That's sad, Tiger. You don't have any friends or anything for Christmas time?
You know what, there, Tiger, but you're not alone. And I've always thought if I ever came to that, I've seen lots of posts where they have people that are alone for Christmas, where they'll like rent a restaurant and everybody shows up and exchange their gifts and has dinner with a bunch of strangers, and they make new friends and they hang out and have drinks and exchange presents, and Christmas is rough for a variety of reasons. You can be happy on one aspect and still be missing another. It is weird, but at the same time, it would be kind of cool, though, because you go exchange your non-denominational presents, have dinner, have drinks, and then go home.
This is another product I got from Amazon. This is my glasses strap, which the link I just put in chat, it comes with 4 of them. Also, it has little ear holders. I don't use those, but these are great if you're going to go to a theme park and you don't want if you wear glasses. If you don't want either your glasses or your sunglasses to go flying off, because this is called a no-tail glasses strap, and it literally fits around the back of my head. So when these are on, they won't even come off. No matter how hard I try and how much these bounce around, I cannot get these glasses to come off. I have to literally feed this thing off my head to get it off. So they work great for what they... So I just wear it constantly now, because I know my glasses... I don't have to sit here and constantly push my glasses up either, because they don't go forward, because it's being held in the back. So I don't have to push my glasses up like you see Vic do 99% of the day, pushing his glasses up. If he had some of these, he wouldn't have to do that. Just saying. Maybe he don't want to wear them, but I think it works great. Just one of the things I bought. I did buy also, I'll show you what the other thing I bought. Besides the mirror that I got from my trike, this is a cell phone holder that I attached to the frame. Oh, not the P. Really? Okay, let me try that again. There we go. Why is it saying product details? I don't know. This is the cell phone holder I got for the trike. It literally clamps onto the main frame of the trike, and then it holds my phone. So I can, when I'm on the trike, I can mount my phone on there and clamp it down and don't have to worry about it. I have pee on my mind. There you go, Dolores. Apparently, Munchkin is jamming out the music or something.
I am.
24 years ago. Wow, Kramer. I don't celebrate Christmas. That's my daughter.
That just reminds me more of the people that celebrate Christmas with strangers. And I never lost anybody at Christmas, but I do remember my power going out after the kids left, and it's Christmas morning. I've got no electricity. Nobody else is home. I got nobody coming over for dinner. It's just me. So I get it. At that particular moment in time, I think I would have been okay with going out and having dinner and exchanging presents with a bunch of strangers. Just to not be alone. I mean, even if you celebrate Christmas as a purely secular holiday, which for me, I'd say it's about 75%. It's no fun to be by yourself. It's hard to be festive when you're alone. I mean, what do you got to fucking celebrate? What are you gonna sit there and stare at the Christmas tree lights by yourself?
I guess it depends on the fog machine. Cherokee says he used straight VG and it worked fine. It depends on the collector that pulls the liquid up. I mean, if it can handle the thicker VG, obviously it heats it up, but it's got to be able to pull it up into the heating mechanism before it can heat it up, which will thin it out, obviously. But the one I had, straight VG, didn't work. I had to thin it out with some
For
PG.
me, I'd rather sit at home by my. I've never been a fan of organized religion. I've been drugged to church for a good portion of my life, and there's very few that I felt comfortable in.
Munchkin has Taylor Swift running.
No, I don't. I'm not a Swiftie. I was actually listening to Fergie, but I try. Christmas is weird. I just think of the celebration is that all the fucking mosquitoes are dead, and it's not hot as the 7 levels of fucking hell outside. So, if that's not something to celebrate, I don't know what is.
I mean, okay. As far as testing the trike out, I guess I could try it in the school field, but I don't plan on taking off. Well, at least not at first. I don't think I want to plan taking off from there. And I don't know if the winds are going to lower down enough to where Sunday. I know Saturday is supposed to be bad.
Yeah, that's enough for me, Dolores.
But Sunday, I think, is going to drop way down. If it does, at least I can go test it. Because, I mean, why get a trike if you can't use it, right? I'd love to fly it. My neighbor is begging me to fly over the neighborhood. He wants to see me flying.
Well, drag him up to the school with you.
I know, right? Come on up to school. I'll show you. Apparently, he don't wake up till like 11 o'clock, in the afternoon. So I'll have to do a sunset flight, or he'll never see it.
Yeah, I don't know what your fucking obsession is with sunrise. Fuck that. The only time I've ever seen the sun rise is when I haven't fucking gone to bed yet. Nobody want to get up to see the sunrise. Insane.
Depends on how nuts you're. LOL. Okay, Josh, that didn't make a lot of sense, but
well, if he would have put an apostrophe and an extra E, that would have been you are. So there you go.
Oh.
You've only been to one wedding and you regret it to this day?
I'm with you,
Thankfully,
Deweese.
I haven't had to go to a funeral in a while, but yeah.
I'm with you, Deweese. Kramer's got a gigantic paramotor family now, so and then Kramer even said, see, now I have parafamily. There you go. And you get to go to EFD like real soon.
Best kind of family, because no one's ever going to ask you to help them move. It's fucking perfect, right?
Right?
Yeah.
I could see somebody on the paramotor community. Hey, I need help moving. Where's all my parapeeps at?
We're all too old. to help
We're
somebody
flying.
move.
We can't help you right now. We're doing stuff.
I'm just saying right now. Yeah. I'm gonna need more than that. I'm gonna need like a couple bottles of Aleve, maybe a Flexeril or two for my inevitable back pain afterwards.
That's the other thing that's good about a trike, man. A lot of people have dexterity issues. Maybe your knees are bad, or you're not physically fit,
Exactly.
or you're getting to be my age or Will's age. Will's gonna get a trike soon. Watch. He's talking crap about trikes, but Will's gonna get a trike. Because, the older you get, the less you want to carry that heavy ass motor across the field to go set up to take off running. I mean, honestly, taking off is not that big a deal. The motor does most of the work pushing you along, but it's easy to be able to put your wing on your lap, scoot along on the trike across the field, set the wing up, hook it up to the trike, and just take off. Don't have to worry about no matter how much gas you got in the trike, none of that stuff. It's going to lift you in the air.
I'm just going to say, I don't run. Unless I'm being chased, I'm not running. And even then, it's iffy. Like, are you armed? Because if you're not, I'm not running. We're just going to have to face off. I bite. I'm just going to
Will even said, I will. There you go. I know. I will. I will get a trike. He's going to get a trike eventually. I mean, and I totally get it, Will. I'm with you on the whole foot launch freedom thing. I don't think you lose that much from trikes. I won't know until I do it. But I don't think I'm going to lose enough to where it's that much.
Would be overruled by the not having to run with a 70-pound motor on my back.
Yeah, but it's honestly, it's not as bad as it.
Fucking wheezing and huffing, just walking out to your wing with the motor on your back.
Yeah.
Much less trying to bend over and hook up your fucking lines and then pull it up and fuck that. No.
Am I vaping the stubby? No, this is just a disposable. The other thing I was vaping is the Guar, because the battery life on the Guar is outstanding. This is probably one of my favorite mods that I've ever owned is the Guar 21. Dual 21700. The battery life is even better than what's on the Cream Hill. Goes through batteries pretty quick. It just does. I love the mod, but it goes through batteries pretty quick. The Guar, I can take this to a theme park with just 2 batteries in it if they're full and not have to worry about it going dead because it'll last all day, no problem. The Cream Hill, you might want to bring a spare set of batteries because it's going to die when you least expect it. So
that too, Wally, yeah. Yeah. He was thinking more of face plant food.
Oh, you got the Titan mod. Yeah, that's a good mod too, Josh. I have that somewhere around here, and then I got 2 of the Hadron Pros over here with lipo packs that the batteries don't like charging, so it's probably dead. I tried to bring back one of the batteries, but it's impossible to find the freaking spare batteries for that thing. I need to buy a couple more batteries. Why vape disposables at home? Good question, John Q.
Laziness.
Yeah, it's literally just like, hey, I just need a quick hit of a higher milligram vape. Most of these are 5%, so it's 50 milligrams. So it's like a quick hit of nicotine, just to go along with my 6 milligram that I'm vaping. So this gives me a bump, and then I can continue on vaping my 6, and I'm fine. And like I said, this Sour Apple by Elf Bar is one of the worst vapes I've ever had. But I got to use it. I don't want to, just waste money on it, so I'm using it. It sucks, but I really enjoyed the Orion, this one. It's supposed to be a 7,000 puff. Now, I'd say at about 1,000 puffs, the flavor changed on it, and it never was that good. But while the flavor was good on this, this was an excellent sour apple. Which that's the next juice I want to make is a really good sour apple. I bet you Addie could help me with that. I want a good sour apple vape. Addy Tooney. This is sour apple ice. It doesn't have to be ice. I just want sour apple, man. Kiwi used to be my favorite. Not kiwi. What was that? It was called, it started with a K. Kilo. Kilo used to make a sour apple that was amazing. And they stopped making
sour
juice.
Apple straws.
Yeah, but then they changed their name from Kilo to something else. And then they stopped making juice altogether, so I can't buy it anymore. Any spice. No spices, just sour apple. A pure, nicely soured apple. That's it. I've seen a couple recipes online. I haven't tried them yet, but I did not know you could buy just the sour because back in the day when I tried to make that, I couldn't find any sweet and sour or sour flavoring, so I couldn't make it. But now that you can buy sour, I want to buy some sour and try and make some. Or whatever maybe Addie comes up with.
So, if Disturbed ever comes in I would like to go see Disturbed in concert. I'm just saying. You're going to have to go. wear earplugs or something. I want to go.
Josh, were you here early when I was talking about what happens when you vape a disposable while you're flying? Just wondering. Let me refill my drink while you answer that.
He just got up and walked away. So I had a client, right, send me a gift card. Am I muted? No, okay, I'm not. So she sent me a gift card. I knew it was coming. I was expecting, the typical thank you gift card of like $10, $15. She sent me $150 to Starbucks. I can't even have Starbucks right now. I'm gonna have to go in there and be like, what can I get with like 0 sugar at all? Yeah. $150 Starbucks card. She's out of her fucking mind. I had to tell my boss about it. I'm like, see, look, people like me. Well, dire thing, what I usually get is the iced coffee, which is less than $4 for a large. So that's going to last me. I love the pumpkin spice, Addie. I love it. So the pumpkin spice lattes, and at Christmas time, they have the cranberry tarts. Oh my God, those are so good. Sell it. Fuck off, Harry. No. It's mine. Just going to say, $150. I go to Starbucks very sparingly because usually I'll get an iced coffee, the pumpkin spice latte, or a caramel macchiato. But all of those things are like, those are like desserts. It's not something you drink on the regular. So I think I've spent maybe $30 on Starbucks in the past 2 years. It's going to take me forever to spend $150.
Okay, Josh, since you weren't here, let me bring you up to speed. Most of the time when you buy these disposables at whatever store, they'll tell you to open it and blow through the bottom to kind of seat your coils, get them saturated, etc., etc. Okay, that's fine, well and good. The problem with these, they activate when you draw on them, right? When you actually take a puff. They activate. When you're flying, if the wind hits the back of this, it will make this mod fire. And what happened to me is I took a disposable flying with me and it was constantly firing and I didn't know it. I had it in my hand while I had my brakes because I was about to vape it. And I didn't realize the whole time I had it in my hand, it was firing. So by the time I tried to vape it, it was burnt. So just a heads up to you, Josh, if you're flying, don't let air hit the back of it. Cover it up or something so the air can't get to it. Otherwise, you will fry your coil that's in it. Just so you know. Because I didn't even think about that while I was flying. Oh, air's hitting it. It's going to start firing. But it does do that. So try a Lost Mary. I do have a Lost Mary.
Watermelon gross.
Here's a Lost Mary right here. This is strawberry sundae that I have, but it's done.
Starbucks is not that expensive. As long as you acknowledge, I would not go to Starbucks just to get a cup of coffee.
Peach watermelon mango.
7-Eleven's for. Starbucks is dessert, pure and simple. That's all Starbucks is. That's dessert coffee. That's shit you take home and add whiskey to.
What you got there, Addie?
Well, if you can poop at a public toilet, either you've got an emergency.
Oh,
or
that's
you're
harm reduction. Okay, that's cool.
Pooping should be done at home. Yeah.
I barely put any liquor in this, but man, that is strong. I don't understand why that's so strong.
Mine's pretty strong.
I did not try to make it strong. Okay.
I'll sleep good tonight.
Well, I mean, since we got the air show tomorrow with the
No, we're not going to the air show tomorrow. I said Sunday.
Birds. Oh, we're not going to the air show tomorrow.
I said
Sunday was the day I was going to try to test my trike.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's my weekend, and I don't feel like going tomorrow. So, if you want to test your trike, then we're not going to the air show, because I ain't doing a goddamn thing tomorrow except sleeping in and sitting on my ass. I've had a rough fucking week. I've had to deal with a lot of stupid fucking people this week, and I'm done.
All right,
Not
so...
to mention, I can't really go sit in the field when I'm bleeding to death every hour and a half, so we're not going to do that either.
Oh, you put a baggie over it? That'll work, Josh.
TMI for the rest of y'all, but yeah, we're not doing that.
Bye, Linda. So yeah, a baggie would work. That'll keep the air off of it.
Or just don't hold it up in the air where the wind is not blowing at the bottom of your mud.
It's not like I was pointing it directly at the wind.
Scuba has gotten a crash course in some of the shit that I deal with on a daily basis by answering the phones, but he still has no idea. He's only a quarter of the dumbassness that I have to deal with on a daily basis. What do you think so far from your time in answering the phone where people have to tell you their life story?
I come away with a couple of things. Number one,
dumb as fuck.
Well, that's one thing, but number one, there is a lot of angry tenants that want to sue their landlords.
Yes.
And we're not taking those cases right now, but I before I can even tell them we're not taking those cases, they give me their life story about how their AC is not blowing cold enough, or they got holes in their floor and the landlord's not doing anything about it, or whatever it may be. And number two, some people call and they may have a certain situation going on and they will literally just break down crying on the phone to where I can't understand what they're saying. And I'm like, you need to...
See, you haven't yet ran into what I refer to as the aggressively stupid, where these people are convinced because we're an attorney's office, we have special powers where we can make things happen.
I'm sure that's coming at some point.
No, it happens to me every day. I had a client call yesterday that was like, well, this is why I hired an attorney. What, did you think I had fucking psychic abilities? All because I asked him if all of the receipts, okay, so there was a lot of repairs that needed to be done, right? I had a bunch of invoices. Closing's been delayed for 2 weeks, so I said, hey, y'all, if you've paid any of these, I'm going to need paid receipts. And he called me and threw a fit. Well, this is why I hired an attorney. I don't understand why you're asking me for invoices now. I said, well, sir, I mean, I have no way of knowing if you've paid for these things unless you tell me. And considering I haven't received anything from you... Now, it turns out he's paid for all of these repairs, but somehow I'm supposed to automatically fucking know that he's paid for all of these things and make these receipts appear out of thin fucking air, even though he hasn't sent me anything, right? And he's mad. He is angry and telling me that I should fucking know somehow. Okay, well, I have only lost it on one client where I told him to take his paperwork and get the fuck out of my office. Just once. Well, I mean, Dolores, if
well, I mean, what do they think? We're hooked up to the National Receipt Database that we have all the...
Look, I've had clients call when I've asked them for their mortgage loan number so I could order their payoff. Well, isn't that what I'm paying you for? No, sir. My crystal ball's in the fucking shop. There is no clearinghouse where I automatically know what your fucking loan number is. You need to tell me. Okay? I don't know your social security number. I don't know your loan number. I am not fucking you. Alright? Do I need to kick you in the ass to jumpstart your lungs every morning? Or give you a call to remind you to fucking breathe? If you want to sell your house, you need to be involved in this process. Because personally, I don't give a fuck if you sell your house or not. It don't make a goddamn bit of difference to me. I don't care.
Josh, I'll tell you.
However, I cannot say that, so I have to smile and go, well, unfortunately, I don't have access to that information, so I'm going to need you to give that to me.
Josh.
The hardest part of
Damn it, I thought you was done.
Go ahead. I did call him sir.
Josh, if I had this life to live over again, I would have bought a house a long time ago. I hate the fact that most of my life I paid rent to somebody for basically nothing to show for it. Yeah, you get a place to stay.
But you don't need to get caught up in that, because at the same time, there's benefits to renting.
There's benefits to renting?
Oh yeah.
What's that?
You don't have to worry about repairs. Like, so say.
I don't mind repairs. We did our own, and I can continue to do our own.
But there are some that we can't do. Say a hurricane comes through, a tree falls on our house and rips half of our roof off. Those are repairs we can't fucking do, right? Okay. So there are benefits to being a renter. There are also drawbacks. I personally cannot handle the stress nor the annoyance of having somebody else coming to look at my house, to come in and do inspections. That gives me anxiety. I don't like that. Some people are completely fine with that because, they don't have to hide their cats when the landlord shows up. I don't like that. There's nothing wrong with renting. Because if you think of it this way, with a renter, you could just get up and fucking leave.
I ought to send you a hat.
You don't like where you live, you'll just go rent something else. Fuck it, I'll move. I want to move to the other side of the city and live by the beach this time.
I'll have to see if I can find my hats, Josh. Maybe I will do a show and show all my hats and then see if there's one that you like that I don't mind getting rid of. Because if you pick one that I really like, I'm going to tell you to fuck off. But yeah.
Right, John? Well, we don't have any more bumper stickers, but I would explode one of those stress balls. My job is, I've been doing this for, I don't know, since 1998, so 25 years. Well, I mean, Dolores, okay, so Canada, and I've learned this through Reddit, Canada is different. So when you have a mortgage in Canada, your rate will change. In the United States, you have to specifically get what's called an adjustable rate mortgage. Other than that, your interest rate will never change. Which means if you're locked in and your interest rate is 6 3/4, if the rates drop, your rate's not going down. But it's also not going up either. So I didn't know that about Canada, but every couple of years their rates will adjust. That it doesn't happen that way in the United States. But to me,
Dolores says they got fixed rates.
Yeah, I mean, but Canada is different. So I was reading on Reddit where they were talking about their mortgage rates going up, and now our taxes go up and our insurance goes up, because the taxes go up because the property's reassessed. But I don't have to worry about my mortgage payment going up on a whim by double. Every time our lease was up for renewal, especially during COVID, because the rates were good, the fucking prices were going higher and higher, where people were getting their renewal notices, and it's like, hey, your rent just doubled. I can't handle that anxiety. I would rather have to deal with the repairs as a homeowner than have to deal with that anxiety, because I don't like not having control. And when I have a landlord, now I'm going to say, relatively speaking, we had a good landlord, because my rent from 2017 to when we left in 2023, my rent only went up by maybe $100 total. It went
oh my
up
God.
$25 at a pop. Some people's rent doubled from renewal to renewal.
Yeah, my that landlord I had in Georgia, every time something would break, now this is the weird thing, even if I repaired it myself, he raised my rent. Say the water line broke in my front yard and I paid to have it repaired. He raised my rent. My water heater went out. I paid to have
I
it
remember
replaced.
when that happened, when he asked you, do you know anybody?
Yeah, he asked me, do you know a plumber? I was like, yes, I do. So I got the plumber to put the freaking water heater in. Then he raised my damn rent. I'm like, are you freaking shitting me right
You're
now?
also on a month-to-month lease.
Yeah.
So, like, if you were on a year lease where you had to renew once a year, he couldn't have done that. But at the same time, people were, their rent was like $700, and they got their renewal, and it's like, if you want to stay, it's going to be $1,400. The prices just went ridiculous for rental property. We could not rent this house for what we're paying for the mortgage. So when I look at what our landlord could have rented that townhouse for, that was 1,700 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms with a garage. He could have easily charged over $2,000 a month for that rent, easily, and we paid $1,250 total.
If you bought the water heater, you think you'd be taking it with you? Yeah, I don't remember if he paid for the water heater, but
he did not. You did.
That sucked. And then trying to get him to pay for the labor or what, it didn't work out. And the
John, that has nothing to do with liberals. I know where you're coming from, but when it crashed before and rents went crazy, it has nothing to do with who's in control. It's called an arbitrarily inflated market. So as housing prices rise, just like this house is not worth $200,000. It's fucking not, all right? It's just not. But when the comps that they look at, because of the inflated prices, because the interest rates were 3%, right? So there were a shit ton of people selling their property. A shit ton. They could offer whatever the fuck they wanted. They could raise the price through the roof. That's why they call it a seller's market. There was buyers paying sellers' closing costs, giving them $3,000 credits. All of the prices were extremely inflated and ridiculous. Those prices, in turn, cause all of the appraisal comps to be ridiculously overpriced. So when the cities and counties come in and go, well, you paid X, Y, Z for this property, so now we're going to change your assessments. It's the same thing that happened, what was it, in 2006 when the fucking market crashed? That had nothing to do with mortgage lenders or all the bullshit. It was because people bought what they couldn't afford. They were in a competition with other buyers and were overpaying for property, which caused the prices to go up, the appraisals to go up, the assessments to go up, and your assessments are never going to go down. The city and county is never going to reassess your property and decrease the amount. That's never going to happen. Never going to fucking happen. So people were upside down in their mortgages within a month of fucking buying them. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of strategic foreclosures, but people were letting their house go into foreclosure because it was worth more to them to let it go into foreclosure and getting back the difference in what it sold for than trying to do a short sale or keep paying double what they should have when the property actually returned to its normal value as far as sales price. Well, because Dolores, those people, when your lender says, look, you're qualified to pay $2,000 a month, right? Those people are like, great. But they never looked at their own accounting and said, well, shit, okay, if I can pay $2,000 a month, that means I can't fucking eat, right? It's buyer beware. Just because your lender says you qualify for this much, you know what your bills are. You know what you can afford. They bought more than they could afford and figured I will worry about that later. And then they got in trouble, and everybody blamed the mortgage companies, which was bullshit. It was complete bullshit. I'm never going to buy into it's a Democrat, it's a Republican, it's their fault. It has nothing to do with that. Our country is run by corporations, which are bought and paid for by both fucking sides. So
You know what I thought was funny?
You can blame whoever the fuck you want, but it ain't gonna make a goddamn bit of difference.
In between the Food Lion and the liquor store today, there's a lady sitting there in the corner in the shade. I'm just trying to go to the liquor store. She's like, hey, got solar over here. They were doing solar for the houses, right? And I get it. You know, this is a perfect candidate.
Well, you can drive right down our
for
street
solar.
and see who got fucking hoodwinked by those bastards.
Yeah. I mean, this is a great house to get solar, but they charge so much for that. You end up paying God knows how much. Yeah, you're saving money on your power bill, but you're also paying it all back to pay for the damn solar panels.
And
so you're
another
not.
thing you have to realize is not every state will pay you back. Like, so some states will reimburse you for whatever you contribute to the grid, right?
Right.
So if you don't use as much as you're putting in, they will pay. Not every state contributes to that. So people are selling you on the idea that if you're only using a quarter of the energy that you're putting back, the energy companies have to agree to purchase that additional power from you. If they don't, you're not getting any money back. You know, some people in the states that actually contribute to that, where you could sell your excess energy back to the power companies, they get paid every month instead of paying a bill. If your state doesn't contribute to that, you're not going to get any money. You're still going to pay your minimum connection fee. So you're still paying.
Solar on an RV or one of your, you know, your little toy camper wheel is great, I think, because then you can sit there and run your LEDs all night or run your AC system during the day and not have to worry about it, which is awesome. If I had one of those toy haulers for my paramotor, I really want one of those. That's another purchase I'd love to make, which...
Well, they have those solar kits at fucking Harbor Freight.
Yeah, but those...
I mean, they're not necessarily... I mean, you'd spend a pretty penny if you try to put it on your house, but...
You need a lot of watts if you're really... You know, you can't just go with 100 watts. You need a lot of watts to be able to be effective, but... Say I bought one of those toy haulers, right? And maybe if you bought a good deal, maybe you get it for $3,000. Okay, that's fine, but then you got to spend another $2,000 to $3,000 just on basic stuff like windows. Maybe put an AC unit in there, put some cabinets in there, a bathroom, bed, etc., etc. All that stuff adds up really quick. Unless somebody sells one really cheap that's already outfitted, then you get a smoking deal, but that don't usually happen.
I mean, I don't think anybody could run on solar alone. They are great for a backup. We're never going to be completely independent of oil. I mean, it's just not going to happen. That would be like trying to redo the healthcare industry to start from the fucking ground up. It's not gonna happen. As a backup, it would be great for small. You know, if you've got, I mean, there's a lot of people that live off the grid and have solar power and well water, but they
Powell? Okay.
Powell, yeah. It's not the same. You can't have the same standard of living as we do now without spending a fucking buttload of money.
I do have a gas
And
generator,
most of us
Dolores.
don't have a buttload of money for that kind
I
of
need
shit.
to keep some spare gas for said generator in case we do need to run it, and I need to hook up a switch so that we can run our power off of that generator if we ever do have a power outage.
We're still trying to figure out what the necessities are that need to be plugged into said generator.
Well, I'm gonna use it to power the whole house. I'm just gonna plug right into it.
But I don't think we need to power the whole house. Now, in my experience, at least here, when a hurricane comes through, which is usually when we lose power, we don't get very many ice storms.
It just said ads inserted. Wow. Did y'all just get ads on the YouTube
I've got
channel?
an ad. We don't get a lot of ice storms. We haven't had one in a while. So we usually lose power in hurricanes, right? We're not going to need to run the whole house off of it, because when a hurricane comes through, it takes all of the humidity and heat away, and it's fucking beautiful for about a week after. So I don't need air conditioner. I just want my refrigerator to be running, so I don't.
Right, that's what I'm talking about. The fridge and the AC system. And if you're going to run the AC system, you need to get one of those soft start
How
ACs.
the liberals killed the nuclear energy. I've still got a nuclear power plant like 20 miles.
Because when your AC system kicks on, it pulls a lot of amps right off the bat, and then it settles back down. So if you get one of those soft starts, it slowly kicks it in and then brings it back down. So you need a soft start. There's a lot of little extras you got to buy if you're going to try to run off a generator.
I mean, some states buy the power back, but then you've also got some states that don't even allow, what is it, Colorado, that doesn't allow you to collect your own rainwater, because you're basically, what they've stated is the reason that it's illegal is because the rainwater that falls is supposed to refill the aquifers, the natural aquifers. And if everyone is collecting their rainwater, then it's not going to refill the aquifers, which is fucking ridiculous, because I'm collecting the rainwater from my gutters. There's plenty of shit that falls on the fucking ground. That's just fucking corporate greed, in my opinion. They don't want you to be self-sufficient. They want you to rely on them. I don't think the Green Deal is a sham. It's something. The way I see it is the Green Deal is something to look forward to, because, you know, hey, you know, you got all these.
Will got a tampon ad.
All these people with their bug out kits and want to live off the grid. The Green Deal is the way to help that happen, right? You want to be sufficient. You want to be completely detached and not reliant on, you know, corporate energy and corporate gas and all of that. Do I think it's possible? No. Not the way things are set up now, because the United States is corporate run. It's set up to where we cannot be self-sufficient. They don't want us to be self-sufficient, whether that comes to energy, banking, healthcare. They don't want us to be able to do anything without our corporate overloads getting a cut. That's all there is to it.
Now that Munchkin's rant is over.
Am I wrong? It's not a rant, though.
Well, we're past.
Not, everyone keeps saying libs and lib. It's not one side or the other. Corporations have bought both sides. So no matter how you look at it, the corporations want their cut one way or another. They're going to get it. Self-sufficiency is the last thing they want in any portion of our lives, whether it's healthcare, energy. It doesn't matter. They don't want us to be able to survive without them, and they're going to make it happen.
Hey, she can talk. She always says I never let her talk. I just let her run her mouth for I don't know how long now.
Because it's about time.
I'm just saying, well, we're past 10 o'clock, though.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong at all.
Will, you're wrong, because I'm not a fucking Democrat. I'm squarely centered. I am right in the fucking middle. I think both sides are absolutely fucking nuts.
When am I going to do that? What? When am I going to do what, Josh? I mean, come on. The hat thing? I'll try to find the hats this week and go through
know where
them.
They are, Josh. They're somewhere in our basement.
I know I have one set of hats that I have like 5 or 6 of the same hat. So I don't mind getting rid of one of those for sure. But I got to find the rest of them. They're buried down there in the basement. I tried to go in there today. I was going to start cleaning up because it was really nice
today was
outside.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Today was the perfect weather. It was warm in the sun, but in the shade it was kind of chilly. It was perfect.
Instead,
if
I decided
our weather could be like this every day, it would be awesome.
I decided to go out and cut the grass, get weeds out of the sidewalk, the street, etc. Got all the weeds up, so the yard's nice and clean. All right, must be time to go. All right, guys.
He's getting a bunch of dick growing ads. Well, what have you been looking up, John Q? I'm just saying.
We're gonna bump off here. Maybe we'll go catch the air show Sunday, if we're lucky.
Sunday.
And get some footage of the Blue Angels, which will be nice. That we can show maybe on Sean's show.
He has a hat with boobs on it. Do you
No.
have a hat with boobs on it?
I had a hat with cow stuff on it, but I gave that to your daughter.
Cow
so.
stuff? You mean udders? Yes, my daughter's got an obsession with cows.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna have a new granddaughter, y'all. Sadie, little Sadie.
little Sadie, and I hope Jen
I've already
has
taken time off so I can bring the other ones here while they're in the hospital doing their thing.
a great birthday, and you guys have a great weekend out
Shut
there.
up, John Q. Thank you, Dolores.
I'm gonna try to get some video if I do go and ride around with the trike and the wing. I'll try to get some video of it with the 3D, not the 360 cam, not 3D cam, the 360 cam. I'll try to get some footage, even though that thing sucks unless you're like close up to it, because the footage it gets it makes everything look so far away. It kind of sucks, but you guys have a great weekend. I'll be on Sean's show Monday, obviously.
I'm not done yet. I've still got.
What do you mean you're not done?
I've got buzz.
Well, you continue to talk because apparently you have a lot to say.
I don't have anything else to say, but I'm not done, and I've gotta pee. All right, okay, I guess we're done.
You guess we're done? Okay, I guess we are done. All right. She's like, I'm not done, but I'm done. Okay, I don't know. I'm done.
Slap him. He's being mean.
All right, you guys have a great weekend. We'll catch y'all next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. Peace out.